10 seconds. That's how long it took for a new Russian offensive to begin in eastern Ukraine. This isn't just another escalation, it's a potential turning point. We'll break down what's happening. Fresh fighting erupted in eastern Ukraine this morning, marking a significant intensification of the conflict. Russian forces are reportedly launching a major offensive along several fronts, targeting key cities and infrastructure. This follows weeks of intense shelling and anticipation. Sources include Reuters, BBC News, and the Ukrainian Ministry of Defense. Key locations include Bakhmut, Lyman, and Avdiivka. 3 critical details. 1. The scale of the assault is unprecedented since the early months of the war. 2. Western allies are rushing to provide additional military aid to Ukraine, including tanks and ammunition, but the speed of delivery is still a major concern. And 3. Concerns are rising about civilian casualties and the potential for a wider regional conflict. These details come from a compilation of reports from the aforementioned news agencies, as well as statements from NATO officials. This matters because it could redefine the course of the war. A successful Russian offensive would significantly alter the geopolitical landscape, potentially leading to further instability in Europe and beyond. Economically, the conflict already has global repercussions, and a major escalation would exacerbate existing supply chain issues and inflationary pressures. Politically, this could strain relationships between Russia and the West further. Will this renewed offensive mark a turning point in the war? Will the West's support be enough to counter the Russian advance? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. #Ukraine conflict, #Russia-Ukraine war, #breaking news, #geopolitics, #world news, #Eastern Ukraine, #NATO, #military conflict, #international relations, #war in Ukraine, #Ukraine, #Russia, #conflict, #news, #global crisis, #world politics, #Bakhmut, #Lyman, #Avdiivka, #Putin, #Zelensky.